Think twice before you dive into the ocean. Legendary monsters lurk beneath the waves. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of legendary sea monsters. So grab your harpoon and let's explore 5 of the most legendary sea monsters from mythologies around the world. First up, we have one of the most iconic sea monsters of all time, the Kraken. Originating from Norse mythology, the Kraken is a massive, tentacled beast said to dwell off the coast of Norway and Greenland. It was known to terrorize sailors by wrapping its giant arms around ships and dragging them to a watery grave. Basically, it was every Viking's worst nightmare. The Kraken is often described as an enormous squid or octopus, with some legends saying it's as large as an island. That means if you're floating along and suddenly spot what looks like land, swim the other way. Interestingly, the Kraken may have been inspired by real-life encounters with giant squids, which can grow to enormous sizes. But let's face it, the idea of a Kraken lurking under the waves is much cooler than a squid just doing squid things, right? Next, we stick with Norse mythology to meet the UmiBosu, also known as the Midgard serpent. If you think the Kraken is big, UmiBosu takes things to a whole new level. This colossal sea serpent is said to be so large that it encircles the entire world, biting its own tail. UmiBosu is the child of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angrboda. Its fate is tied to Ragnarok, the end of the world in Norse mythology. According to legend, UmiBosu will release its tail, rise from the sea, and battle the god Thor during the final days. Spoiler alert, neither of them survives. UmiBosu represents the chaos and unpredictability of the ocean. In ancient times, the sea was a terrifying and mysterious place, and UmiBosu embodied the very forces of nature that could not be controlled. It's a sea monster with world-ending potential. So, no big deal, right? Next, we cross into the Bible to meet the Leviathan, a monstrous sea creature mentioned in ancient scriptures. Described as a massive sea serpent or dragon, the Leviathan is often associated with chaos and destruction. It's said to dwell in the deep oceans, waiting for its moment to unleash havoc. The Leviathan is more than just a physical monster. It also has spiritual and symbolic significance. In many texts, it's seen as a symbol of evil or chaos that will be vanquished by God during the end times. Some interpretations even link it to the forces of sin and temptation. But let's not forget the visual here. Imagine a massive, scaly creature with rows of razor-sharp teeth thrashing in the dark depths of the ocean. Not something you want to bump into during your next scuba trip. From the depths of the Bible, we head to ancient Greece to meet Caribdis, a monster that isn't so much a creature, but a gigantic, living whirlpool. Caribdis lurks in the Strait of Messina, between Italy and Sicily, swallowing massive amounts of water and anything unfortunate enough to be caught in its vortex. In Homer's Odyssey, Caribdis is one of the dangers that Odysseus must navigate as he sails home. Positioned opposite the monster Scylla, Caribdis was basically a maritime death trap. On one side, you've got a multi-headed beast, and on the other, a whirlpool capable of sinking entire ships. Pick your poison. Caribdis may have been inspired by real whirlpools, but mythology takes it to another level, turning this natural phenomenon into a terrifying force that devours sailors whole. Last but not least, we head to Japan to meet the eerie UmiBosu, a giant humanoid sea spirit. The UmiBosu is often described as having a bald black head that rises suddenly from the sea, startling sailors and wrecking ships. It's said to appear out of nowhere on calm waters, creating violent storms and capsizing vessels. One legend says that the UmiBosu will demand a barrel from a ship's crew, only to use it to flood the ship. The only way to escape its wrath is by offering it a bottomless barrel, a trick that's a bit hard to pull off when you're in the middle of the ocean. The UmiBosu's origins are mysterious, with some stories suggesting it's the ghost of a drowned monk, while others believe it's a manifestation of the sea's unpredictable nature. Either way, it's not the kind of sea spirit you want to run into on a calm night. If you enjoyed learning about these fearsome sea creatures, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mythological adventures here on Mythstorian. And remember, next time you're at the beach, keep an eye out. You never know what might be lurking beneath the surface.